Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a recent blue post that was made regarding PvP in Legion. Now this is going to be focusing mostly on how gearing is going to work with PvP in Legion, but they are going to be talking about some other stuff as well. Now this post was made by Brian Holinka, who is, I don't know if he's like the main lead PvP game designer who's like in charge of everything, but I know that he's the guy that usually whenever we get any sort of a big post about PvP like this one, it's usually by him, and if nothing else, he's the guy that people usually tweet at. They're pissed off about PvP. So what I want to do in this video is talk to you guys about what was said in the post. I guess like have a little bit of discussion about it and just kind of go over it with you guys, and I don't know, just talk about it because I think that I just need to say something, okay? Because honestly guys, I'm not really very happy about this, and the main reason for that is I'm just going to kind of do a really quick TLDR, is that you're not going to be able to buy PvP gear anymore. The only way you can get PvP gear is through random RNG boxes. I'm not very happy about that. It's Skinner box gameplay, and I fucking hate it. So that's basically the TLDR of this video. Now, not everything is bad, but that is. Okay, so I just want to say that. Also, I have no script for this video. I have no anything for this video. If there's more uhs or ums or tangents, I do apologize, but I'm just going to tell you guys exactly how the fuck I feel. So anyway, one of the big things is that in World PvP, there's no scaling, nothing is happening in World PvP. It's basically a complete shit show, and as a Mythic Raider with probably very, very good trinkets, I don't mind that at all. I think that's a very, very good thing. But, you know, because it does allow people to kind of like just go just like crush nubs, but at the same time, in actual rated PvP, things are a lot more balanced, and so I think it's kind of like a best of both worlds scenario. Now, also, they kind of did explain the way that item level is going to affect your PvP stats. Now, if you guys didn't know, in Legion PvP, you no longer use, like, actual gear with haste and mastery and, like, critical strike and versatility. That stuff doesn't matter anymore. You have a preset template, and the only thing that really increases the amount of stats that you have is your item level. And so you can have gear that has literally no stats on it. Like, you guys know, like, the elite gear that has, like, just, like, no strength, no stamina, nothing. It's just an item level and a slot. If you can have pretty much a full set of that, and my understanding is that it's going to be the exact same as having a full set of 710 normal gear. So, you know, I don't really think that this is I think like, in some ways this is a bad thing because it removes character customization, but at the same time I can see what they're really trying to do. If they really want to make PvP more competitive and, you know, more of like a esport, I think this is a step in the right direction, but they're trying to achieve a gray area. And I don't think the gray area is going to make either parties happy. And the gray area that they're trying to make is that they want gearing in PvP to matter, but they don't want it to matter a lot. And so instead of making the difference between like being like very, very well geared in PvP or like just like terrible in PvP and being very, very well geared, instead of making it like 100% difference, it's now only a 10% difference. So if somebody, this is the example they're using, is that if somebody has item level 800 gear, so they're item level 800, they are, let's say, at 100% power, and or let's say somebody that has item level 900 gear is 10% more powerful than somebody that has item level 800 gear. So there is still a difference between the gear that you have, and item level does affect like your PvP power, I guess, in some ways, like yeah, how much stats you have and everything. But it's not the same as it is right now in Warlords of Draenor, where if you have really, really good gear, you can just shit stomp somebody, and that's actually how it's been for pretty much the whole game. So anyway, that change, I think that here's what I want them to do. Honestly, here's what I want them to do. I want them to make in rated PvP, like arenas and RBGs, everybody has the exact same stat template. So there's no gray area. There's nothing. It doesn't matter. You can go in there and you can be literally the biggest idiot and you're going to have the exact same gear as somebody who's a rank 1 gladiator. I think that's how it should work in rated PvP because things are based on skill at that level and not just gear. And that's how they want it to be. And I agree that that probably would make some sense. But in unrated PvP, I think it should be anything goes. Like, who cares? Like, it's awesome to get a new item or something like that and to go into PvP and kick people's ass. I think that's great, but apparently that's not really what's going to happen in here. And so I think that's kind of going to frustrate a lot of people. I think that there are people who really care and they like to, like, you know, have like a character progression get stronger in PvP, and this system is going to diminish that sense of progression and accomplishment. And also people who are very much into the very competitive aspect of PvP, even if somebody has a 1% difference over them, whenever that 1% difference is derived from RNG, I don't really think that the person is going to be very happy about that regardless of the outcome. I know I won't be. I know I'm not like a top-end PvPer, But if I ever wanted to be, these changes would make me less want to do that. So also, whenever you win any sort of a battleground, a skirmish, any sort of arena, whatever, you have a chance to receive a piece of gear. Now, not only do you have a chance to receive the gear, but you also have a chance, you don't know what item slot that gear is going to be from, and also it gets better. The gear can be warforged, and the item level is random. And so you have a random chance to receive an item for a random slot that can have a random item level. Wow, how much fucking fun is that? I don't think it's fun at all. I really don't. I don't like to be in a Skinner box. You know, I'm not a rat, and I don't want to be treated like a rat. And, well, I guess I kind of do. People say I look like a rat. So I guess maybe that might not be the best example. But the point is that I really do not like this, okay? And I think it's very, very, it's very disappointing, honestly. It's very disappointing to me. And you know what? No, I'll just talk about this right now. Back in Vanilla, back in Burning Crusade, they said, here's what they said. And I just, let me see. I want to see what this says. This is fucking emotional. What is this? I'm trying to find it because, yeah, here it is. This is real good. Now that we've limited the power gap we can create in PvP, we can offer great gear rewards on par with the rest of the game, but now we need to address how it's rewarded. Oh boy. One of the big changes in Legion is that gear will no longer be delivered through PvP currencies or vendors, and so that means you have no control over the gear that you get. Of course, we know a lot of players like the predictable nature of buying gear from vendors. Fuck them. That's basically, that wasn't in the blue post, but that could have been, and it would basically be the same message. They can select exactly the item they want and never receive an item that they don't want. That sounds like a perfect situation, but it's also an emotionally flat, predictable experience. Unlike the not unemotionally flat, unpredictable experience that you have whenever you go to Las Vegas casinos, which is pretty much what they're trying to do. There is no anticipation about what your reward will be. Yes, there is. There is. Like, I remember... All right, so I'll tell you guys a story. This was my first semester in college, and I failed my statistics test. I got a 37 out of 100. So I got that test, and I saw it. I was like, fuck, right? But, I said it with a smile on my face. You know why? Because I knew whenever I got home that day, I was going to buy my Season 4 Brutal Gladiators Bone Grinder. And there was a lot of anticipation in that. And to say that there was no emotional attachment to that, there was no emotional feeling of finally working towards something that you've been, finally accomplishing something that you've been working towards for weeks, maybe for months, especially because there was a rating attached to it, and finally achieving that, to say that there's no emotional attachment to that shows that I don't even know who the fuck is making these changes, because they're not the people that I grew up playing the game with. Because this is... that's not how it works. That's not how we felt. And I don't know. I don't know, like, really what. I don't know. Okay, so no anticipation of what your reward will be. That is fucking bullshit. No exhilaration when you get something you want. Once again, fucking bullshit. No disappointment whenever you get something that you don't. That's true. That's very true. That's actually definitely true. So we want to bring that emotional experience to PvP rewards while still doing our best to minimize the amount of disappointment you experience. So I'm really kind of disappointed about this. I'm very disappointed, as I said. And, I'm not alone. I'm really not alone. And so what I want to do for you guys is that before I really go into anything else and talk about anything else, like, let's see, what are some of the other stuff? There's supposed to be, like, a bad luck prevention system. So, like, if you get a helmet one week, you're not supposed to get a helmet the next week, but you have no real control over what that system is. And so anybody, who knows what it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is on the battle.net page, and you guys can, I'll have a link for it in the description, so you guys can read this yourself. So I'm going to read the best comments for the post, and we'll see how many people agree with me. First one. I like accumulating currencies and buying exactly what I want with both PvE and PvP. I love the sense of progression and slowly working towards a goal. I do feel a sense of exhilaration when I finally have enough to get what I want. I think you guys are off the mark there, at least for me. Maybe I'm a minority, but random drops really don't really do much for me. I'm not really that excited for them, and the only time I'm looking out for random drop is whenever I have a hard time replacing a certain slot. I feel exactly the same way. This is not the game, it's just like, it's really disappointing because, like, I went to Diablo. Diablo's an RNG fest, and consequently, nobody fucking plays that game. Like, after the first month of the season, nobody plays it. And then I went over to Black Desert. Same fucking bullshit. Same bullshit. Is it, it's basically a complete RNG fest. Everything is RNG. Not only, and Black Desert is even better, because not only do you not get what you want, but sometimes whenever you don't get what you want, you're punished for making a bad roll with the RNG dice. So, it's like I can't get away from this. I can't get away from just being able to, and I can't just get to a point where I can just, do something, get something for it. And I don't really see what's so complicated about that. Somebody else right under that. I hate the random gear thing. Hate that we can't customize our character's stat in PvP. Hate that item roll still makes a difference. Hate the rewards based on rating. System is definitely for me. I don't really mind the rewards based on rating. And so let's go to the second top comment. This is about somebody complaining that they're not talking about sunflowers. Okay, so we'll skip that one. Are you serious? This is the third one. RNG gearing in PvP is not fun. The only emotional experience you're going to push is a whole bunch of disappointment and frustration. It's a bad system for multitudes of reasons. So it seems to me like this is what I don't understand. This is really don't understand. And this is another one. The only concern I have with PvPers, I'm not a big PvP, is RNG. RNG gear seems like a target for PvP gear. So pretty much every single post that I'm reading here, every single response on the official forums here, is people saying that they don't like the system. This is what I don't understand, is that they tried to do this in 6.2 with Ashran with the RNG boxes, and now they're doubling down, and they changed it in Ashran because so many people didn't like it, and now they're doubling down, and they're not just doing it with a couple of offset pieces, now they're doing it with your entire fucking set. And I don't know, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't get like why this has to be in the game. I don't see why you can't just earn gear. And I don't know. It's just like it seems to me more and more like that just has to be RNG, more and more RNG. Now we have Warforged, Tertiary, Socketed. Now there's going to be Titan Forged and Legion. It's just too much, man. Like, it really is just too much. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth, it makes me not really want to play, because like, I always look at, like, kind of accomplishing, getting all my gear, getting everything that I want as beating the game, right? And winning the game. And whenever I can't win a game, what's really the point of playing it, right? That's kind of the way that I feel. And this makes me feel like I can't win. And at least, even if I can win, I have no control over it. There's a disconnect between what you accomplish and what you earn. And I don't think that's going to make anybody happy. Of course it's going to be cool to get the right piece of gear out of a box, but I don't think anything's really ever going to beat that way that I felt whenever I got that 37 on that statistics test, and I knew I'd come home and I'd get one of the best weapons in the whole game. And I'm really disappointed that Blizzard is going to take that feeling away from me and take it away from a lot of other people. I know some people think this system is really great. I think there are a lot of really great things with the Legion PvP system, but the gearing process is not one of them. So I really hope that they at least add a avenue that you can at least control your RNG to some point and be able to buy gear, if you do have bad luck. And I don't know. I mean, it's just a really big disappointment for me, and I hope that it gets better. So that's pretty much all I really have to say. Thought I'd have more jokes in the video. Not really too many. But you could say this whole RNG thing is a fucking joke in itself. So I know a lot of people know that I feel this way, and people probably might be like, oh, I'm tired of hearing you talk about this. And the odds are I probably won't mention it again, because it's obvious that they don't care. It's obvious that they don't give a shit. And even though, everybody, not everybody, of course not everybody, but whenever I read posts, the highest rated posts are all people saying that they don't like this system, it's obvious that they're not listening, or even if they are listening, they don't agree. So what's the point, right? What's the point whenever there's obviously no point to giving back feedback, because it doesn't matter. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I know some people probably disagree with me on this. I'm sure I'd be glad to have a discussion about it, but other than that, that's pretty much all I got. So really big disappointment. Really big disappointment. Great changes with the stat templates. I just really wish they would try not to seek a gray area, and I think the gray area is going to make everybody unsatisfied. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Okay, so that's, I don't know. I don't even really know what else to say. Again, thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.